Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much for the invitation. To the whole organization committee of the Central European University. It's a pleasure to be here. What is my goal today? For the next 15 minutes, I'm trying to trigger or provoke a bit of a mindset shift. I will not talk about return on investments or other financial KPIs. I think you have already had a lot of this today and in your studies. I'm just trying to zoom out a bit, out also of finance, and really try to talk about a systematic change with you. Who am I? I'm Peter. I am a strategy consultant. Besides being a strategy consultant, I am also an advocate of circular economy in the Circular Economy Forum. Originally I am a farmer. This is where I grew up, and I want to start with a picture because it's already late, I know, and so I just want to show you what's ongoing inside of it. You can imagine this is an ecosystem where a lot of win-win situations are created with many players, and I'm thinking that this little picture of an ecosystem can also be achieved by us if we collaborate and think in a circular way. But where are we right now? Right now, we are in a system where we extract from the planet. We make a product out of this extraction, and then we create a product and use it, and afterwards we often waste it. Just to get a little bit of a glimpse, how many of you can explain me the basic principle of circular economy here? Just raise your hands. Okay, yeah, cool. Then it's good that I'm here. Perfect. But with this linear way of working, which we were also taught in schools and in university, we've got a lot of problems. Also, when we see at great professors like Porter and so on, if you look up their value chain, it's also in a linear way. Something you put in, and then something comes out, and then you waste it. But as we are here at a future of finance conference, let's take an economic look at it. We know that this stuff, what we take out from our planet, is rare and it's finite. So we also know that the yield of copper is decreasing a lot over the time. So we know, okay, we might use that stuff again, because we cannot follow this linear way of working too long. We also know that if we continue with that, CO2 emissions are emitted. We know that. And also, when I'm just looking at it from an economical standpoint, it's also the crucial point that many people tell me, okay, we can't finance circular business models yet, because right now it's the case that it's too risky. But isn't it also too risky to trust to this system where we know, okay, we are running out of resources and materials? Besides that, we also know this concept of planetary boundaries. We also know this is a way of putting it in a more environmental, or we use the environmental perspective. And over the time, as the Stockholm Resilience Center also let us know, we crossed already 6 of the 9 borders. So I think we need to change something. What do we need to change? In a very simple way, we need to go from the left side, from this linear system, and replace those verbs like take, make, use, etc. And use other ways to try to maximize the lifespan of each gram of material which we're using. So really trying to think, how can we actually like leave each gram of copper, of wood and so on, as long as possible in our circle. And this we can actually do with using those principles. Very simple. Of course, they're more complex, but just to boil it down, it's these 9 principles. And of course, many of us like stop at the point where they say, okay, we do already understand circular economy because I know what recycling is. But to those of you who believe they understood it already, I just want to clarify that it's really about a systematic change. It's not about like recycling a bit and the rest we leave as it is. It's really like leaving everything in a circle and not that nothing comes to this point. Just to emphasize and underscore that. Cool. So this is from the high level. This is really like from from a very high level and not very practical. I've tried to find a very practical paper for you guys and to like come a bit closer to my idea today. So a lot of stakeholders, a lot of interest groups can participate and can like change the system a bit. I mean, there is government, there's banks and so on, but also of course business models. And what kind of business models should we looking out for? Business models which like have patterns as we see it here. This paper from Frankenberger from St. Gallen, they kind of boiled it down in 4 pillars. We need to close the loop, we need to improve it, monetize it, and excite the loop. And just to give you a few examples, because we are talking today about finance, so if you guys are working sooner or later in finance or are already working in finance, then it's necessary to like keep an eye on those patterns. And like to give you an example of closing the loop, what does that mean? It means, for example, modularization. No matter if you work in construction or in a smartphone company, we need to aim for modularization. To give other examples, increasing longevity, of course, that's a no-brainer. We need to design products in a way that this product, works as long as possible and is not killed by planned obsolescence. This to those examples, and here I brought you a slide where I was putting some stuff together from the textiles industry, and here we can see basically a very simple principle, namely like we start with making, using, recovering, and in this there are several patterns, as you can see from the slide before, and different companies are part of it. And in general, this is like a very good example of not disposing anything and like really trying to have a very good ecosystem for textiles. Still, I'm telling you now, investing in circular economy and financing circular economy is a smart way. Of course, there are some obstacles. There is a lack of proven records. There is complex supply chains. There is a lot of difficulty in assessing risk and valuation, and so on. I think we have 6 very important pillars here, and of course there are more risks. Still, my message here today is these items, these risks are solvable, and this is my ask for you to like work in finance. If you work in finance, to find this innovation, to make it happen, to invest in a better way of it. And yeah, and the ones who find this innovation first, they will shape the future. Good news is that in the recent time, like from 2019 to 2023, the amount of money which went into circular economy increased a lot. And of course, why is that the case? Because you have a lot of upsides which are important, and many companies were also aiming for those. And this like starts with new economic opportunities with investing in those business models. You also gain strategic advantage, and as we said in the beginning, you become more independent from your suppliers, from from different stakeholders which are dependent on Mother Earth. I'm going to close with an example from a very interesting pioneering bank. It's Intesa Sanpaolo, and they integrated the principles of circular economy in their business model. And as you can see the number here on the right side, they finally show the opposite, namely that when companies become more circular, then it has an upside or a positive effect on their debt side. And of course, this is only one data point here, but there are much more, or many more. And this is my ask for you, to change your mindset of saying, okay, investing in circular economy is too risky, because at the end, I think we should finance in a future that does not cost the Earth. Thank you.